So this is what it's like at the moment, and like I said, you can't even go on the comedy carpet. It's completely blocked off. I think that's ridiculous for visitors also. And welcome back to a brand new video, and just look at your eyes in front of you. There's nothing really left. How incredible is that? More or less all of this is gone. So we're going to do a bit of a walk around the promenade, because everything is being more or less completely blocked off. Come and join me on this one. The great British seaside town Blackpool, and the illumination switch on is in 24 hours time, and the whole of this promenade is going to be absolutely rammed. We thought it was going to be busy, or it was busy at the air show, it was busy for many other events, but this is going to be absolutely heaving. And I personally think this is ridiculous. So they're closed, or they're going to be closing the whole of the promenade off to accommodate, I think it's 24,000 people to see the Olimers switch on. Absolutely. I've never seen anything like this where they've actually completely closed it off. And my concern is what about emergency services? You see many police, ambulances, fire engines, Coast Guard all going along the promenade, and we're going to have a closer look because it's all going to be completely closed off. So there is the RNLI, and what happens is, you know, when really sort of sad cases, when they do need to be called out, they all rush along the tram lines and the promenade to get to, you know, the main centre as quick as possible, to get those boats in the water and start the search. But it looks like, you know, they'll have to find an alternate route probably. Like I said, we're going to have a bit of an investigation. I'll just show you exactly what I mean. So this is where you can see where this sign is just here. This is where it's starting. It's all being cordoned off. And as we walk further on, just near the Albert and Lion, I'll show you where it's all going to be blocked off. So you can see no emergency vehicles can get down on the actual promenade themselves. So fair enough, you know, they can take the tram route, which I've seen many emergency vehicles do, especially the ambulances and police, and also the promenade. But as we get closer, all of this, like I said, is going to be blocked off. Absolutely extraordinary. Let me know if you've ever seen anything like this, and, you know, wonder what plans are in place. So let's have a bit of a walk, and I'll just show you exactly what I mean. The rain is just coming down, so hopefully we'll just get this captured in time. So you can see just to the left hand side, all here, that's where it's all been fenced off, and this is where the trams at present can go. And you see the rain just absolutely chucking it down now. But you can see all of this is going to be blocked off. You can see where it just says Gate E. So all of this is going to be blocked off. But then, extraordinary. It's obviously like, you know, your emergency service vehicles can't get down there. But let's just move the camera, because all of the actual promenade is going to be caged off. How extraordinary. So where's the emergency vehicles going to be going? So let's just show you. Like I said, through here. So you can see, like I said, all of this is blocked off. So we've been told we're not allowed to walk in the centre now. So basically we're going to be forced into this sort of quite a narrow thing. So I just spoke to one of the guys, and basically he didn't know of any plan in regards to the emergency services. They said basically we have to be rerouted, and that is absolutely ridiculous in my eyes personally. I mean, I've never blasted anything like this, but that is just crazy. And you can imagine that all these people, there's going to be thousands of people even gathered here, and you know, is everybody going to get squashed in like sardines? I've never known, you know, something like this before. Absolutely extraordinary. So you can see, like I said, there's an emergency vehicle, the police, and like I said, the fire engines, ambulances, all go along this way. And like I said, extraordinary what is going to happen, you know, to them. So this is where, at the moment, the trams are allowed to go down. So it is all blocked off to the public, even though some bikes are actually still getting through. Look at that. So he's getting on. In fact, he's on the road, so I'll let him off. But like I said, all of this is all going to be, like I said, blocked off tomorrow. I've never known anything like it, and well, to be honest, I don't know what to make of it. What's going to happen? That is the big question to the emergency services. You know, I mean, fair enough, the police have got, you know, a lot of manpower, ambulances also, but the fire engines, if there's a fire, you know, God forsake there isn't, but if there is, you know, that's going to add an extra 5-10 minutes maybe on their journey. Let me know what you think of this one. And you can see the only lonely lollipop there. Let's just move the camera around. You can see it's also affected the beach house, it looks like. See, that's all cordoned off. And I mean, yeah, I know there's you know, there's a huge risk to security, you know, with the events, what's happened in the past. And like I said, all of the that's where you could enjoy yourself at the beach house. Let's just whip the camera around. So you see that is that's now closed off. Absolutely extraordinary. Like I said, I'm completely lost for words today. So like I said, we're gonna have a whip around along the seafront, see if we can see anything from that side. So this is the middle section, and you can see the barriers are in place there, which have been in place for a long time. But let's just move on. And you can see this is gate A, and all of this section is also closed off. So what's the alternate? You know, what's the alternate, you know, route for emergency services? And is it the lower decks? So if it's the lower decks, there's a high tide at 3:20 tomorrow. So I cannot see the emergency services going along the lower tide, you know, the lower decks. So, you know, another question you need to ask yourself, the air show that attracted tens of thousands of people, what is the difference? They never had this at the air show, and because a famous person is coming down, they're closing it off like this, and it's probably still going to draw the same amount of people in. What's the difference there? So as we walk down the lower decks, you can just see the sea is on its way in. A bit of a miserable, damp, wet, windy day, sadly, in Blackpool. So I mean, this is an alternate route, I guess, you know, the emergency services can use. We have seen, you know, the beach patrol in their 4x4, you know, coming along this way. So I mean, if it's not a high tide, I think it's just under 8 meters, I believe, it's a possibility. You know, that's it's one way, I guess. But you know, will this be blocked off for people? You know, will all this be restricted? You know, where in Blackpool are you able to actually watch the switch on? You know, is it going to be from a distance with a pair of binoculars now? You know, so I do get the security issues, as I mentioned before. I think they've gone a little over the top, personally. That's just my opinion. Let me know if you think it has. I don't know. It seems a little bit too much. You see, there's the beach patrol coming along. So the Blackpool Tower, from, you know, the lower decks, you can see all the windbreakers, and again all the fences, which is blocking off. Another beach patrol also whipping along. So just at the rear of the actual stage and everything, you can see the fences there, but you know, surely people can just whip over and sort of crawl along. So I'd imagine, you know, that would have to be, you know, sort of manned at all time, because all the rest is fenced off when you see the high fences. So I'd imagine all this will be secured by manpower tomorrow. And just a bit of a shot of the central pier. And you see, like I said, when it was just pan the camera just slightly around to the right, you just see how murky the sky is tonight. Let's hope, you know, a bit better weather picks up for tomorrow. But the sea, you know, is actually like glass. And you can see there's another entry point which has been sealed off for the next sort of 48 hours. And again, I'd imagine this will be it's got to be sort of manned by security. So as we just have a bit of a walk just along the promenade, I mean, you know, is the plans, you know, to close the whole of the beach section off? You know, they're going to really go for it and just close all the beach off. 'Cause I mean, you know, imagine, like, you know, if people can't get the tickets, they'll be on the beach, you know, looking at it. Is it all the beach going to be closed off? Is a whole lot going to be closed off? And just, you know, the selected few who got those lucky tickets are able to watch it. So that's an interesting one. So obviously, if I can do some digging, you know, is all of this all going to be, you know, completely closed off to the public? You know, right from Central Pier all the way to North Pier, is a whole lot going to be shut down for tomorrow. That's an interesting one. So just back near the RNLI, and you can see there's a few emergency vehicles just situated just outside, and we've got the search and rescue. Looks like that is just coming. So it's not a training today, but you can see there's a few emergency vehicles. So, you know, I know there is going to be emergency vehicles on standby tomorrow, just in case the you know, unforeseen circumstances sadly prevail. So as we make our way even a little more further, you can see there's I'm not too sure what this section is. I think that must be like a screen, so maybe you can, you know, if you're unlucky not to grab the tickets, maybe this is like a screen, so you can actually, people will be gathering around and you can see it on a screen perhaps. So maybe, you know, all of this is not going to be closed off after all, but who knows? Like I said, it looks like there's a screen there, and I'm not too sure what that sort of the scaffolding is for.
And if you did enjoy that video, then please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos.